Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Beginner CPP's continuing tutorial series. This is episode number 7, and today we are going to be talking about if statements. And if statements are a pretty interesting topic. They kind of allow us to control the flow of our programs at a very basic level. And we're going to get a little more complicated with it now. We're going to branch out a little. And so with that branching out also comes a great deal of responsibility, as Uncle Ben might have said in Spider-Man. The first thing I wanted to show you guys really quick is if we take an if statement, and I'm sure some of you might have played around and figured this out on your own a little while ago. If we do something like this, 9 is greater than 8 is greater than 7, cout hi. And I'm not even going to put an else on that. I just want to run this and show you guys that, unfortunately, this does not display anything because this is not a true statement. Now, it's true to humans because 9 is greater than 8 and 8 is greater than 7, right? But we have to remember what I said in lesson number 5 about the order of operations. And the order of operations are taking place and things are being reduced as they come across. So 9 is greater than 8 equals true, which equals 1. And then 1 is compared to 7. Is 1 greater than 7? And it is not. So that's kind of what happens in statements like this. So if you ever use a triple if statement like that, you might not be doing it wrong. However, there's better ways to do it. You could do like this, and 8 is greater than 7. So instead you make 2 if statements. I just wanted to touch on that because that's one of the things that got me when I was a beginner programmer as well. I definitely had some triple if statements that I knew all 3 things were true in my heart, and I couldn't get it to work, and that's why. So that misconception aside, let's get into nested ifs. And I did this briefly last lesson where I checked to see if a seat in a movie theater was sold, and if it wasn't sold, I asked if the person wanted to buy it, and if they did buy it, I output one message, and if they didn't, I output another one. And that's basically true. Like that's a good example of what you might see in simple programs. So all it is an if inside of an if. And that's basically all. So what we can get into here is we can do the way I like this is we can get into large, kind of more complex problems. So let's say cout, enter the salesperson's sales for the month. Okay, so we're going to C in for a variable called pay. And we'll make a double called pay up here. Oops, 0.0. There we go. So when we enter this person's pay, we want to check and see if it's over a certain level. So let's say if pay is greater than 400. So that's the very first thing we're checking for, right? We're checking to see if this person made more than $500. And what we can do is, let's set a double called commission equals 0.0, right? And that's going to be the percent of commission they make. So let's go ahead and let's say that they make over $400. That's actually really abysmal for a month of sales. Let's say over $4,000 in a month, which is still really abysmal, but we'll say cout Actually, let's not see out. Let's set the commission equal to 0.01. So they get a 1% bonus if they are over 4,000 for the month. But equally, we can also test after that and say pay equals, or if pay is greater than, and I should make a different variable because I don't like that. So let's do sales equals 0.0 as well. And we're going to see in for sales rather than pay. And we're going to start comparing sales instead. Because we want to output their pay at the end, not their sales. So if sales is greater than 5,000, we can go ahead and say commission equals 0.03. And we can go as many levels deep with this as we want. You know, we can branch out in more ways than one. But the only thing that we need to be careful about is if we're going to nest these, we have to make sure that we're nesting inside of another if. So let's say I do like this, 6,004 is the percentage they make there. So if I do like this and accidentally put another one here, like let's say, I don't know, I screw up and I just want to put 2,000 and they make 0, right? So this if statement's true, and then it changes the commission to 4%, and then it hits this one, and this one's also true, and it then changes it to 0%. So when you're nesting, you always need to make sure that you're going deeper. And that's one of those kind of things that I like to present to people. Now, one of the other things that I want you guys to notice is every time this is true, we're setting commission over and over and over again. So when we nest ifs like this isn't the greatest way to do things, right? And there's two ways that we can change the structure of this if statement. So we can build in and continue nesting all the way down. Or we can get rid of all these and do commission equals 0.01, just like that. And let's add an and statement here, and sales less than 5,000. And then we'll do else if sales are greater than 5,000 and sales are less than 6,000. And we can continue to go down like this for each one of the grades that we want to have. And this makes a lot more sense. There's no nesting. There's no messing this up. So we'll do 6, 7, 8, and kind of do it like that. 7, 8, 9. And so I've actually created this incorrectly to see if anybody will notice the error before I give this a run, and we'll just fill these in with some numbers, and we'll just do else equals 0.08. Oops. Clearly, I am not somebody who has the most accurate words per minute in Mavis Beacon. So, at this point, we're checking to make sure that sales are above 4,000, less than 5,000. And we do this the whole way up, right? So, the question here is, what happens if I enter a number like 5,000? So the salesperson sells for them. I actually didn't put in any output, so that's not going to help us very much. See out, and let's make a pay equals 400 They make $400 a month, really kind of abysmal pay. Salesperson should really consider a new job. The salesperson's pay for the month is, and we'll do pay multiplied by 1 plus commission. And we'll do an end after that. And so we're going to give this a quick run, and we're going to hit. Actually, let me do this a little nicer. Let's do just a diagnostic C outline using that sort of soft debugging that we talked about in lesson number 2. And we're just going to say pay equals, C out for pay, a couple dashes, and we'll do commission equals commission, and then we'll add in 2 \n, which again, that's the same thing as an endl really, except I just wanted 2 of them, save me a couple characters. So okay, we're just going to give this a run, and I'm going to enter $5,000 even to show you guys what happens. So we see that the pay is equal to 400 and the commission is equal to 8%. If we look in here, we look at this and we see 5,000 is either 0.01 or it's 0.02. So how did we get 0.08? So we hit this else statement somehow. And if we go back and we look at our code, we have something that's called fall through happening. So in this case, fall through is happening because we have 2 if statements that allow a space where a variable can slip in between. So in this case, we have sales are greater than 4,000. So meaning if it's less than 4,000, this is the other fun part. If I go 0, it's also equal to 8%. Now the other part of this is if it's less than 5,000, but this one's checking if it's greater than 5,000. So what if it's 5,000 even? The answer is it doesn't hit any of these and it goes down to the else. So we have all these issues with this if statement, and your homework is going to be very simple. If the salesperson made less than 4,000 in a month, they do not get any bonus. Equally, fix all the if statements so that they work properly. And then let's add in one more if for you to worry about. And in this, we're going to say that if the person made over, let's say 15,000, they get a $100 bonus added to their check after commission has been factored in. So that right there is what you're looking at. You know, you want to attack it in that way. I just want to remind you guys real quick of what the Boolean operators you're using are. You have equals, you have less than, you have greater than, you have not equal to, you have greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not, and. So if you guys want to give that a test, oh, actually, and I forgot or. So if you guys want to take a peek at that, you know, give this homework a shot, post it up on the forums when you're done, that would be cool. I will post this up online shortly, and you guys will be able to crank away at it. This has been episode number 7. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, post them below or on the forum thread for this topic. Like, share, favorite, and I'll see you next time.